somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take in life.
You got me singing in my head when I dream about you dancing. Got my tea, guys. Made it, I would say, on time. Ooh, nice and hot. Got to put the honey in there. Okay. Welcome. Hi, guys. I got it all together. Welcome back to LFM TV, where we are talking about the Cadet Ranch, the forced labor and abuses. And yes, I got the videos all together now, and I cleaned some stuff up. So everything should work as I have planned. So I guess we'll just take it from not the last, the last season, the last episode I just did, but the one before. I was talking about the Int Ranch. We had videos, and I was in the middle of talking to some Native Indians that are still currently living there, and we were having a conversation. So I feel like I'm gonna back it up a little bit and kind of maybe show, just to give you guys the feel of the conversation. We're here at the Int Ranch at Castillo Canyon School in Hemet, which was literally the Cadet Ranch compound, forced labor ranch. That's all I can say. The ranch, right? So I'm showing videos of footage that I happened to get or that was given to me, that not a lot of people have any footage like this, period, but specifically of the ranch. So I wanted to bring that all. I wanted to bring any footage and any kind of pictures or description of what it's like to be in the cadet org, in any cadet org. But for me specifically, I was at the Int Ranch Cadet Org, the Castillo Canyon School. And there were a few other cadet orgs, 4 or 5 other major cadet orgs in the U.S. at the time. I mean, there were other cadet orgs. They could have been smaller. The ones that I knew of were like the one in Clearwater, PAC Ranch, which was in L.A., New Mexico, things like that. So I'm pulling references and pictures and things like that to kind of give you guys or the world with whatever pictures we do have, and hopefully we'll get more and more people will come out and more people will talk about stuff, and hopefully more kids will come out and talk about stuff, because that's really hard for the only few people that have left. We're all on the YouTubes trying to figure out our lives and do this, and it would just be a lot easier if more of the children that were involved in these slave camps and forced situations and abusive culty mind group organizational situations, if they were able to describe their stories and how they experience things. So that's what I'm getting to. So I might go all over the place. I might, not all over the place, but I might show you a picture from the PAC Ranch or things like this as we go. And then I also have pictures here that I've got a little stack of pictures here, guys, that I may stop and say, like, oh, that's the sports field here. Like, this is where we did that, just so I can compare them. I would like to just have that all on the record for everybody, for any of the other kids that were at the ranch that are afraid to speak out, all of that. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure. So I want to kind of show you guys pictures first. Oh, also, if you have any questions while I'm doing this, make sure you put a Q. It's always like Q, 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 or a question. And then you can just ask your question. That way, while I'm doing it, hopefully I can pop them up and answer them as I go, because that's a lot easier for me. And otherwise, if I don't catch it, I can catch it at the end if it's not like what I'm talking about right away. Okay. YRB Lisa Marie. Oh, DOA's duck. Did Lisa Marie Presley go to the ranch? No, she did not go to the Int Ranch that I know of, and I don't think she went to PAC Ranch. But definitely Lisa Marie was very much groomed into Scientology. There's a whole story about her, but groomed into Scientology. And I think a lot of her upbringing, in Scientology was actually done in the Celebrity Center. Like, I think there was a time Lisa Marie Presley actually lived at the Celebrity Center. So yeah. Sula. Yes, we were at Father's Day protest. Do you mean the singing on Father's Day protest at the Blue Building where my father is washing dishes, but been in the Sea Org for over 50 years now? Yes, that was all of us. Says she went to a ranch. Don't know which one. Might be Maze Kingsley's ranch. It might be the one in New Mexico. But good question. I don't know, but I know a bunch of people have the answer to that question. So if anybody is in the chat with the answer to that question, please let me put it in there and I'll pop it up. Okay, so hi, and thank you guys all for being here. I see you all. I see you all. I love you all. Learning and loving. Thank you guys so much. So much. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I feel like I want to show you guys a few pictures of the PAC Ranch cadet, like when they're standing at attention and things like that, so that I can, so you kind of get the idea when I'm talking about the marching drills and the uniforms and things like that, you can have sort of an idea of what that was. So I want to show you this one, but I guess there's this one particular picture that I have in mind. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, wow. I guess when I move things around, everything's all zoomed up so I could see it up close. Okay, here we go. So here, let's see, let me find this, well, yeah, this is going to be one. I'll put it right there. I wonder how many of these I can put down below without it getting too full. Let me look. I think I might have shown some of these maybe on a previous stream, but I'm just going to quickly pull them up as we go and show them. So that, again, so you guys get the idea. Sorry, I have to be patient and do it one by one. Each one takes, oh yeah, that's one I want. Yeah, I might have shown these, but again, I want to, if you basically just put the perspective of, oh, that's so funny. That's word clearing. If you put the perspective of Int Ranch cadets, again, we don't have as many pictures because they were all confiscated or were all taken by other people. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is the file. If not, if I can't find this specific one, I'll show you. I'll just talk. Oh, wait, there we go. That can go there. That can go there. Maybe I'm getting confused of whether I showed them or not because on the other, I've looked through all these pictures so many times now and I'm like, oh no, have I shown them or not? Like I just, so yeah, if I have shown them, my bad, but either way, you'll still get an idea. And if I haven't shown them, then awesome. Let's see. There's a specific one. Okay, boom. There's one and this one. Okay, good. And I mean, I should have had all these open, but that's okay. Boom. Okay, good. And I can do this. So I'll pop up a few of these as I go now that I'm organized with you guys. I'll pop up a few of these as we go, and then I can kind of, again, I'll do a little bit of comparison. I feel like I first do want to finish watching the, when I'm in the middle of the conversation, so I feel like we should watch that and just get into that, and then I can explain some other things, if that's cool with everybody. Let me see this one. There we go. Yeah, I feel like I want to do that. You guys like how I asked you if it was cool with you? Is that cool with you guys? Is that cool with you? Cool. So let me pull that up. Yeah, I don't think I showed you guys all this. I think I just looked at them myself and then wow, it lets me like put down a bunch of photos at once, which is really nice. So I don't have to open them up when I'm in the middle of it, guys. This is very, very educational. I think this is the last one. Yep, I wanted to put that one because that shows the organization board. And then I think I already have that one there. Okay, good. Then, sorry guys, one more. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you, yeah, I'm going to show you the conversation. I'll pull up the video here. And I can actually be showing the video and while I'm going through everything. Okay, so again, if you guys have any questions or you heard something but you weren't sure if you heard it, let me know. You can pause me or ask a question. Put just a question in the chat because then I can focus. I'll be focused on the video and I can glance at the chat here and there. But yeah, there you go. Okay, here we go. Ready? So this is, we're leaving, this is from, we on the previous episode, one of these, the streams before this, I was talking to the natives, Indians that were, it was actually a really good conversation. And I just didn't believe that, you know, like when I'm in the moment at the ranch going through all this, I just didn't even realize, like, it's so weird, like having the conversation with them and all that. Okay, so let me know, first of all, if you guys can hear this. Hi, Welderman. Hi, Kelly. Hi, everybody. No one. Hey. Good, good, good. Okay, good. Thank you all for being here. Not frozen for me. Good. Don't be frozen for nobody. Hi, lady from Canada. Can you guys hear the video, audio? Again, I'm going to be quiet or not talk into the mic so loud and stuff. Let me see if I'm able to turn. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you got. Can you guys hear the volume here in the video?
Continue on Silver Road.
Thank you. Oops, sorry. Thank you.
Did you name your GPS?
Yes, so the audio is going to be very low, guys. That's the only thing that's shitty. Some parts it gets better. So here we are. I'm going to just kind of speed you guys up to everything. Here we are on the way to the ranch. This is this right here is Castillo Canyon Road, and we're driving toward the mountain, which is going towards the ranch.
Oh my god, this is so crazy.
Now we're going we went all the way down the road. We're crossing over the bridge, and then
make our rock walls. We built this right here. We built all this. This is so weird. And then the gate, look, here's the gate.
the audio, maybe you guys turn it up. Sorry, I won't yell, but maybe turn it up on your end if you can't hear it, and I won't yell it.
And I'll do the gate code. Not me, a kid, obviously. So where should we go? Can we go on our own? Do we have to follow them? Okay. Wow, this is all different.
You can't hear it? Okay, let's see. Can you hear any of this? Can you hear it? Is it just like really low? This is the part where we had the conversation with the natives there. Hold on, let me find that spot.
See the pathway over there on the mountain? We called it the Z Mountain, and at the very top of it was a camera that watched the whole ranch. And over here, let's go this way though, because this is the map. Over here was security.
Okay, cool. Thank you, TT. So this part this is the whole main area.
I don't know if there's the same, but 1, 2.
She was asking about the motels here. Okay, so the motels down there is where we lived. So I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. Sorry. So yeah, I'm walking down, walking down, that's toward the meditation path.
I was standing when they were explaining the contract that we were all.
Okay, so this is when we were going to Clearwater, Florida. And I'm talking to them about all of us standing in attention. Oh, actually, that's what I want to share. Hold on. Let me share one. Okay, I'm going to share this other image. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I mean about bouncing back and forth. Share screen, windows. This is what I mean about standing at attention. This is what they would make us do. Like when I say we stood at attention or mustered up, this is what they would do. They would have us in single file lines like this with our hands on the side of our pants, like very precisely like this. Can you guys see this, or am I just pretending that I'm sharing something? Oh, good. You guys can see it. Um, yes, Kelly, a bunch of the buildings were torn down, some of them. And then all the fields were like, most of the fields were, I'm trying to talk quietly because I feel like my mic is loud and I want you guys to adjust your volume to the video. And the video volume is low. So yeah, they covered, for sure they demolished a lot of the buildings and the trailers and stuff that were all out by the RPF area that were at the ranch. They didn't want any evidence of trailers or RPF area being there. And then a few of the buildings there. We'll go over it as I go, but yeah, so guys, this is what we call this is what we're talking about when we say muster up. I had to go muster up. You know, you had to be in file line standing at attention. It's very like military. Yeah, exactly. You got your seams, your hands on the sides of your seams. There's like a specific, with your feet to a 45-degree angle. Like all of those drills and all of those sayings were all taught to us, and we're like, that's not a proper attention. This is how you salute, so yeah, this is what we talk about when we say muster. When they say muster up, everybody muster up, cadets muster up, report, and they hand salute to everybody in each line, somebody in the front, the CO cadets or the Durine or the inspector of reports or whoever is running the muster will salute to the person and ask them for their report. And the report means to make sure everybody that is in the division, which is the org board, which we'll get into as well. Most of you know what that is, but I'll show you a picture that kind of describes all that. But each line is the division of the Scientology organization board. So every organization across the world, there's an organization board. And it has the post titles and the positions of every person working in that organization. So they did the same thing. This was the same routine for the cadets and the children that were at the Int Ranch or at the PAC Ranch or in Florida or in wherever, New Mexico. So this was a normal, this is why our minds were just full of L. Ron Hubbard Scientology rhetoric. That's it. The amount of time there was play and fun, it became aggressive or not okay or bad indicators or slacking off or doing something not okay while the rest of the group is doing something. You're individuating, things like that. It would always be looked down upon because we were actually thinking for ourselves. So yeah, this is what I would call a muster. And there's definitely a few phases in here that I definitely know. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this also know, the kids and the cadets here. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to this. That's what I'm talking about when I'm gonna talk quiet.
Or something. It was just crazy. I didn't even understand it, but I remember it was a heavy meeting, and we're all here standing at attention, just listening up.
Can you stand where you were standing?
So I said we were all standing there, standing at attention, mustering up, and that's where we were filling out all the paperwork and signing some non-disclosure agreements, which I didn't even know were non-disclosure. We just didn't even understand documents, let alone the outside world and why we would be signing documents or any of that. We just thought it was for the security of the ranch that we get rid of any old pictures or pictures that had people that no longer were alive specifically, but people that no longer were, or they were kicked off the ranch. They were offloaded, as they would like to say, their famous words, offloaded. How many places were like this? You mean like the Int Ranch? The Int Ranch had, this was its own, every ranch had their own feel, their own vibe, but they all ran on the same structures, the same policy letters. Some were more ethical. Some ranches were not, more Sea Org driven, and some were, whatever they would call it. But I hope that answered your question. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So yeah, and so now he just asked me to stand where I would stand if I was in the muster.
My God, I mean, most of the time I was always in HCO because I was in trouble as an expert. So it'd be like,
I said most of the time I was always in HCO because I was always in trouble, so I'd have to stand in ethics, which is like this is where the HCO is Division 1, so I'd always be standing in.
What was the meeting about that was right here?
we would always muster here, but I remember when we were leaving, it was
So you would always muster here?
we had many spots, but this was the main one.
We'd also muster right behind me where that white Jeep is all the time. That's in front of the big house. Muster in front of the big house
All
now.
olive trees. Some of the trees don't have olives, and some of them do. Oh my gosh.
Tell me again, what was it?
What, this area?
Yeah.
This is where we were when we were signing the contracts, the confidentiality agreements of this place. And we were getting shipped off to Florida to join the Sea Org. We all mustered up here in our nice, like, perfect red, white shirts, uniform. Pretty much matched the buildings, the uniformness. That place over there, the cottage, that's where I did a lot of my governess group. Like when I was in the bad group, I was there a lot.
Sorry guys, I wanted to show you the uniform pictures, even though most of you have already seen them. This was me, like, when we would get ready to go out onto, this is the red and the khaki, you know, professional, like, okay guys, let's go take professional family photos or Int Ranch photos. And so, yeah, I'm sure people from Gold Base remember the cadets from the ranch coming to the Gold Base. They would look like this, like in red, the red uniforms. Or this I showed you guys from the birthdays. Ooh. You see the shirt say the ranch, Christina's shirt right there. So to be wearing like civilian clothes, civies was because it was Sunday where we had time off. But other than that, we were wearing red shirts when we needed to look fancy and nice. Khaki shorts. Yeah. And all, like, almost the whole time, too. This is when I was younger. This is in the playground at the ranch. And that's why I said we wore uniforms that kind of matched the ranch. Because everything was, like, red and white. That's me in the middle. Vanessa, Delderfield, and Michael Flood. Okay, yeah. So, I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to stop probably some other things when we get moving on to the next things. Okay.
And here, I would sit right here or sometimes on the rocks, and the bus would pull up and unload all the parents right here. This was like the main central area.
That's right, Nolan.
And the bus would pull up and they would have us send us running down. You know, it seems right, but when I was a kid, I would seem like I was running forever to run down, and my mom would, you know, come and get me and scoop me up in her arms and swing me around. And so it was really disappointing when she didn't come on the bus. It was like, when I have to go back to work.
Oops, DT, yeah, that was my
Orange
sister.
orchard
Me and my
right there that
sister
we
when
used to
it was this picture.
run off and go steal the adults' cigarettes.
That's my
I
sister.
didn't even want to smoke. I just wanted to smoke the cigarette. I don't know if I actually ever even inhaled.
Did you hear that?
Were you in this motel?
I was like, I didn't even want to smoke. I just wanted to do something like that was not okay. It was like, oh, I just wanted to feel cool or something and smoke the cigarette. Okay, so that's that playground. That's the playground that I just showed you. And that's the main house from there. Okay, so now we're walking into the conversation with the natives. That's the motels. It's so weird being here, guys. I can't wait. I have some people helping us. And I have contacts actually from the people that did the video. So I'm really excited. It's way easier than I thought. So to get out here soon.
Scientology organizations, but it's on water. It's kind of how the Sea organization started. Was
I'm
on
talking about
sea.
the Free
And
Winds.
So the Free Winds was one of the 3 boats that L. Ron Hubbard found, I guess, and now it's like their only ship that they actually still run and do as an organization. Up there is the maintenance shed, and there's a pool. And then behind there is the...
Okay, wait, guys. I have to show you these pictures of the pool of when we were enjoying it. Again, I probably showed you some, but here I can put these ones there and those ones there. The pool. It's just so funny. So the pool was always used as like a reward for us after a hot days of renos, or if we had our upstat, you know, if everybody was ethical, they could go in the pool. If you're out ethics, no pool time. So I would do anything. Oh, promise I'll get my target done. I would work so hard so I can make sure I was allowed to go in the pool. But for a while, that was definitely a punishment against me because they knew I loved it so much. And well, they knew all the kids loved it. But okay, here, let me remove this really quick. This was my idea, guys, of the pool. Thank you, Super Pup. Question, is this giving you anxiety to see this now? It's not anxiety. I thought it was at the beginning, but it actually, when I'm done talking to you guys about this, I feel much better about getting it out there. Even if it's just a little bit, yeah. So yeah, thank you, Lady Jane, for asking. Oh, thank you. Hi, Chicago Jane. So this was the pool that the kids would have to keep cleaned and that they would use. It was a shape of like a whale or something, but it was like smaller. So as we watch the video we're watching, you see these were the PR photos. Oh, look at how much fun they're having. That's me and Vanessa Felderfield. And I wanted to show this. This was when I didn't have a bathing suit, proper bathing suit. I don't know what happened. A lot of our clothes would tend to go missing. But I didn't have a bathing suit, so I would just jump in with a big t-shirt and like the bottoms or some small shorts or whatever. But anyways, the van behind me, that van is where my attention goes actually when I see this photo. That van was the Int Ranch, the food van and the shuffle van that, and it's so creepy now looking at it. That's creepy. But it was like an old Dodge gray, weird color, sort of weird gray van. But I slammed my finger in the door and look, it's still broken. See it right there? It just permanently, look, I'll show you the difference. This is my normal, and this one is the one that got slammed in the door. Right there. So anyways, it's like rock. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of times I had to clean that van, and anytime a pan spilt with meat sauce or anything like that, that's what we were doing. That's what the smells and everything in that van, I'm like, oh my gosh. It all comes back. But yeah, these were my moments. And my mom knew I loved the pool, so I guess she was always snapping photos of us at the pool. And here's my friend Gayla Gualteri. She's still in the Sea Org in Clearwater. My mom was like, come on, take a picture. Do something funny. I'm like, well, we're strong. Okay, so yeah, the pool was fun. Like, the pool was definite,
tool shed.
definite fun thing.
We put in all these railroad ties.
Thank you, Amy. I said we put in all these railroad ties.
All because of the kids. All those.
The red
These
apple, all the
Christmas
plants.
trees used to be way smaller. I didn't even recognize them. They used to be way smaller. Now they're huge and doing well. It's crazy.
Yes. Did you LBS? Is that how you say it? LB or LBS lower? IBS lower? IB slower. When you were at the ranch, did you have to earn time in the pool? That is what they said. I mean, that is actually the word they would use, earn. Like, again, the exchange thing and all that, you know? So this is wild that you just asked that. Yes, we had to earn our time in the pool. So if you didn't get all your target done, or you know, or if you got it done but you didn't get it done in time, and then they would depend. Okay, you get 15 minutes in the pool. Okay, you get the full hour. An hour in the pool was like luxury after a 10-hour day in the hot sun. Okay, good questions.
A few questions, but they don't want to be on video. Can you just get their voice?
Yeah, totally.
No, I want to know like if they really had dungeons and stuff.
Yeah, then he said no, it's
Do you
fine.
mind if I film this?
Then the director said, "Do you mind if I film this?"
Mine is.
No, I just want to know that that was really true because I know some people come
They
here
don't.
later
They
from.
didn't
Okay,
have
I'm gonna
phones,
mute me.
But they definitely had ways.
Hopefully
to
that
bump us
helps.
up when we weren't doing what they wanted. us
Were
to
those
do.
the pods with the little cells that were in the ground?
Where?
Right here on the other side of the hill, there was pods that were inside the ground, and there was like a bench, a little
No.
room, and you open up,
No.
a couple
That's
things
so
that look
crazy.
like.
You're reminding me. No,
I got
those
one
were
more.
actually used for compost. We would
Oh,
use those
really?
we would use them for compost and to keep the vegetables cold underground.
What was up with the long pole they used to have down here? You guys just dance around with it, with like
What
rope.
pole?
I remember one time we came up here and there was kids dancing around a pole with like rope, like I don't know, it was weird.
Was it like a tether ball?
Yeah, but it was a big pole, like.
Uh huh.
And you
The
guys
running
dance around,
program.
or walk around or whatever.
Or the purification
Remember we used to
rundown.
always come here. We used to always get chased off all the time.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have to run in here. You know what's funny is we believed that the Indians didn't like us,
Oh.
and that which wasn't true.
Yeah.
They were just kind of like, "What's going on over
Yeah.
there at the ranch?" But anytime we would see you guys, because I mean, I don't know you directly, but
Yeah.
I remember standing right here at muster. They called it muster, a group, and we would hear gunshots, and literally a bullet, boom, hit the bottom of the floor, and they were like, "Everybody inside!" And so like, they immediately were always like, "Oh, it's the Indians. They don't like
Oh.
us," you know. And so we would always be afraid of the Indians.
Yeah.
I mean, not me. I was like a little troublemaker apparently, but I remember you guys used to hang out over by the
Yeah,
bridge
yeah.
where the creek is, and,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what alcohol or anything was back
Yeah.
then, but you guys used to drink and like blast your truck radios.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to whistle really loud, and I would sneak up the top of the mountains and just
Yeah, 'cause
because
you
I
could
was
hear
so
somebody.
bored, I would always whistle
Yeah.
and try to get attention, but like
I don't
run
know, the guy, I
away.
forget his name, used to come on the motorcycle.
Yeah, which one? Kenny Campbellman?
I don't know.
Oh,
One of
yeah.
them
Did he have
was
a
pretty cool.
mustache?
I don't. One of them was pretty cool
One was an asshole.
because he used to drink with us sometimes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, every now
Oh,
and then.
the ranch
hear
ID,
that?
maybe.
Uh,
Dan Probilski.
I don't know. He had a weird name, huh?
Yeah.
Because he used to come to the house down here.
I remember
where we're
an
at.
Indian named Tato or something.
Tato, yeah, he just
Tato.
passed away. Yeah,
Oh, he did?
yeah, just like this last week.
Do you know him? You
My
know him?
cousin, yeah.
Oh my God! See, you totally look like. I was like, right when I saw you, I was like, you. He was like friendly to us,
Yeah.
and
I
him
used
and
to
the.
do this work up here. We
Yeah.
work for him up here. when
I
we were
remember
kids,
that,
so-
and I was like, why do they have the Indians here? Like,
So they would have Tato, this guy. That's his name. I was saying Otto, and then I was like, no, that's Odo. His name's Tato, and Tato was this like really big Indian, and he would come. Him and Dan Perbilski would take the big tractors, the what do you call it, the backhoe, and he would have, and Tato would have his tractor, which would like grill through the. He had like a bigger size tractor. And so when the Indians and all them were like, working together on the, PR, he would, I guess, hire the outside people to also have the PR be good with the ranch and them to make it like, oh, the neighbor's just coming over to help us with the bigger tractor. And they really would. Tato would come over with a big thing and just do a bunch of the big ditches or the big bridges or the places where we had to put irrigation, like big irrigation pipes, they would put all those, they would clean, like kind of make it open enough to, so that we would fill it all. They put the main work, like the bigger, heavier work, and then we would do all the, which was still heavy work. It was just like, we only were allowed to rent or use the time, you know, this PR time to get work done. But it was mainly for work because the tractors we had and everything could do it. When you talk really well, but the video sounds very low, like it's hard to hear. Yeah, I know, guys. Sorry, I can't adjust the volume on it unless I literally go into bring this video into editing and turn it all up. But that's, we can do it now, or I'm gonna slow down on me talking. Okay, I'll back up away from the mic. But hopefully, if you guys want to turn it up on your end, and then turn it down when I come back in. See?
You know what I mean? I hate them so much. And I remember they used to have gatherings with us and try to get the Indian
sports
kids.
and stuff,
the soccer
Yeah,
games.
We used to play softball too.
I
guess
was
you guys
there.
did.
I even have. I wish I brought my pictures so you guys could see.
Oh, okay.
And for those times, we were only allowed what they called civvies. They would only let us wear civvies during. I just saw that big tire, and that was on one of the tractors.
My
We used to anyways, they would only let us wear civvies when the Indians would come with the kids, so it wouldn't look like we were always in our red shirts and our khaki shorts, which was our uniform.
Okay.
Other than
that's
that,
why you guys
other than
suited
that,
up.
we were in
I wondered
uniforms
why you guys
all
always
the
had those
time.
on.
Yeah, we never wore civilian clothes, is what they would call
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But that's crazy. And
Well,
that
well-
cottage, that's where I got all. That's where life was not fun for me.
That's when Tana, I think, that cottage.
Yeah, that's the one where the lights come on and off.
Yeah.
When you turn the breakers off.
The lights go on.
On and off.
Yeah.
With the breakers off.
They would.
They still do.
That's so weird. I mean, I don't even. I can't.
How
even
long ago was
begin.
it since you've been? How long has it been?
Like 15 years.
No.
I was here since I was 3. I mean, I used to scrub these toilets in here. It's so weird. I remember those windows opening.
So they talked about the cottage, and they said Tato or somebody lived at the cottage after. That's what he said. And I was like, oh really? I guess I don't know. I didn't really hear what he's saying, but he was saying the breaker or the power for the cottage goes in and out. Like all of a sudden they think, like spiritually they think he's there, because when they go by there, the breaker would be off, but the lights would be going on and off. So he's just saying it was kind of spooky or whatever. But yeah, so right now we're just kind of talking about everything, about Tato, one of the main Indians that would come and do this work at the ranch with the big tractor and stuff like that. So he knew the property the best. And then was good friends, obviously, for PR reasons as well. But Dan Prabilski, the ranch in charge, the person in charge of the whole ranch. Is that a normal word, in charge? If I put you in charge of something? Question for the chat. Okay, so I'm going to try to speak quiet again so you guys can adjust the video volume. Thank you for being patient and listening. Hi, Summer.
Like it's weird being in, standing.
How did you
here
get out? I mean, what?
Oh, it's been a long.
What happened? You escaped or what?
It's not really like an escape process. People do. Like people just give up and say, "Fuck it,
I
I'm
don't know, 'cause
done."
we found people like, hey, can you give me a ride? Can you get us out
Yeah,
of here?
there's been a lot
Do
of
you
people.
remember any of their names?
No.
I know one was a girl. I don't know who she was. She was like,
Renee?
I don't know. She was.
So we're talking about escaping. He said, how did you get out? Did you try to ever escape? And then I told him, well, it took me like 15 years. And he was like, no, I mean, like, did you try to escape the ranch? And I said, oh yeah, all the time. And then he said, he's saying, oh yeah, that's what I thought. And he said, because there was a girl one time that said, hey, can you help us get out of here? We just need a ride in the back of your truck or something like that. And so that would happen. So yeah, that definitely happened. And people, like, you literally hear Valerie Haney literally escaping in the trunk of the car from Gold Base. Imagine what was happening with the kids. when we're completely separated from everything. We don't even understand the outside world, let alone like running away to blow to go somewhere to where. We don't know what we're doing. There were so many times that I would run off to go, and then I would get to the Indian dump or something like that. And I actually explain this in here. I talk about the Indian dump. But I would literally be looking in the Indian dump and I would see what the world was kind of about slightly through the trash and the dumps that was all there. Getting put in charge is normal. Okay, good. Like if I say, look, I'm going to put you in charge of something. So is it normal for me to say the ranch IC? Like, not IC, but yeah, I'm sure, I don't know, I'm sure that's made up, but in charge, is that, is somebody, does the outside world use IC? Like, ranch IC, in charge. Okay, yeah, anyways. Not IC, okay. No, not normal. Totally not normal. Okay, well then I guess I have to say in charge. Like if I ask a police officer, who's in charge of these police officers? Is that normal? Like if I say, are you the in charge? That's normal, right? Okay, so yeah, that's what he's asking about. So yeah, he's saying that, did you ever try to escape? And so I'm explaining, yes, I said people try to escape all the time. And then
She was scared. I don't know. I can't remember her name.
she was scared.
She was scared though. I mean, she was real scared.
Yeah.
And we gave her a ride to town.
I mean, because it's just there's no light. Like out here was no.
Oh, he said they gave her a ride to town.
So to even, I mean, not like we didn't even know about racism. We didn't know about war. We didn't know about the earthquakes that were happening in '94. Like this was the only thing we knew. And the kids built all this stuff. Like we built these trees. These trees are so small. We built the railroad ties. We put in all these and painted the
How old were you
buildings.
when you did all that?
Like 4 years old, all the way up till 13. Then they were like, you guys are getting told you're gonna go join the church, the Sea Org now, which is the organization that runs. I mean, the adults here were part of the Sea organization.
What did you guys know about what was going on here?
But I have to see it. A lot of the stuff I forget until
We didn't
I
actually
come
know
here, and
things.
I'm
We just
like,
heard
oh,
stuff.
yeah, I
Because we used to come play
remember
ball
it.
with them all the time, and it was kind of weird coming up here because like a bell would go off and they would freeze and stuff like.
Okay.
There was chains on the.
Yeah.
And plus too, I
Beside these little
I sing in a group, but we were singing down there at the Golden Era, actually over there.
Where the bench was.
And there's just the people just a little different, you know.
There, it kind of looked like
But
maybe you would be.
I know it was always they always wanted the kids to, if I could, they could keep the kids for a day, and I don't know, it was weird. Just heard a lot of different stories of what was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how true they are, but
Do you guys still talk about it, or?
Oh yeah.
not really.
Yeah, yeah.
God,
It
it's
looks like
been
an altar or
too
something.
many years at this point.
Yeah, I would like to know what really was going on, though. I mean, that would be cool.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of rocks everywhere,
there.
flowers.
The camp for the
Is that what it is?
adults used to be over there, and over there, there's a lot of shit going on.
Oh, really?
And now I'm talking to them about the RPF
This was
camp.
like the kind of truck that.
Oh, the one that's Golden Era?
And then by that camp area, remember where we cleaned over there? And there's like an altar up there or something.
Where?
What is that?
Right
now?
over here, back here in the sensitive area.
Okay.
What is
Building?
that? What is that little shed?
I don't know.
That's where the security booth used to be.
Okay. I don't know what it is now.
And they would have cameras on you guys, where you guys would hang out. They would know every time.
You know what? I knew there were cameras in trees.
Oh, for sure.
Because
how
every time
would
we
they know?
pulled up, the
Right,
guy
right.
on the motorcycle would always
they
come.
always knew.
And he would go all the way down to the end of the
But he
gate.
never messed with us.
No, because they're trying to. What they do is they say good roads, good weather. Be good to your neighbors, so that you guys aren't a problem for us. Yeah. What do you know? I want to know from your end, like what you guys thought. I mean, if
I remember seeing
heard
you guys going
people-
down the road on the bus, and you guys wouldn't even. They would just stare forward. You wouldn't even. And we used to be bad.
You guys used to
Throw rocks and all kinds of stuff.
You guys,
Yeah.
you know, we called the police, or they did, and then I had to wait with the police because the rock went whoosh, right through my window. And me and this other.
So right there, he's talking about. I'm gonna be quiet. He's talking about the rock incident and saying that we used to be in the bus and just look straight forward and not look because we were told don't look at the Indians, don't stir them up. Don't, because it just, sometimes we didn't even catch ourselves staring at the Indian. Like that, we just were just so mesmerized by the outside world that it looked like probably we were just staring at people all the time. So then they told us to start just looking forward. Just, look forward. You don't need to be looking around. Yeah. Yeah, I talked about that. I said, yeah, they used to throw rocks and stuff. And he said, yeah. And he just says here, yeah, we used to throw rocks. Okay.
The girl, yeah, I remember that. I was like, yeah, and I knew it was
Which is a
never
little weird,
evil.
'cause-
I knew it wasn't an evil thing. It was just like fucking like.
We were young though, man. I was young.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But these guys, the little guys are a little different. We used to call it the killer bus.
The killer bus.
The KB.
That's what we used to call it. Yeah.
They used to call it the
Dan
killer
Weber,
bus.
girl,
It
she
hit
used to
somebody
always-
Yeah, he hit my cousin. pulling
They
up
hit
on
his,
the
they
TV.
hit his cousin's
So we
truck.
started calling it the killer bus.
The bus hit your cousin.
Yeah, she was pulling out to the river was coming down, and she, on pavement dates, the 18 and turned too good, so they bumped her. So after that, we started calling it the killer bus. And
You know
every
what
time we seen
happens?
it,
You know what happens when the teachers would ever get into an accident, or like they would be pulled off the road. They wouldn't be able to drive, and they would have to go through a whole program.
they did. I
Like
remember.
an internal program,
All over
because
again.
if something happened, like
Yeah.
they get in. It was like, and this girl, one of the teachers here was a mother for one of the kids, and she would always drive the bus. She was
Oh.
like, she did mainly all the runs, and
Yeah.
my God, just a headache. And one time I ran away. I ran away a lot. I literally know the canyons probably better than a lot of people. But there's the Indian dump.
Yeah.
Right on the, and
I
got-
just
went
told
all
them
the
I
way up there,
literally
and
know the canyons
I
probably
remember
a
being
lot
so
than
afraid
most of the
because
natives there.
I was up there alone, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go knock on somebody's door. I was like gonna do that, but then I thought, what if like they answer and they shoot me? That's literally what we would think. And
Yeah.
also we're kids, and
Yeah.
so nobody can ever say, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like our parents would be like, yeah, that's my daughter. Get back to the ranch.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way they operate.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's heavy duty.
We would do our musters up here in the early
Musters?
mornings. They had us like
Yeah, I'm talking
military.
about
Everywhere we
musters.
went was very. I mean, anything you see here that's even still remaining was all built from the kids. Like, we built all these rock walls, all these
that's
little
crazy.
lamps that are still in here from 20 years ago. We built all these things. I have pictures of this of my brother
Yeah.
cementing the rocks.
Wow.
We would bring all these rocks from the creek right down in there.
a lot of
Every
rock.
single, yeah. Every
And so you're
single
making a
one.
documentary now about it?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it
there's a
gonna
lot going on.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
parents are still. My mom's at Golden Air Productions.
Oh really?
Yeah, and she has been there my whole life. And
Well, what made you do this? I mean,
this is
just want people
this
to know
is
or what?
definitely a lot of. It's been a lot of time and thinking and going about and talking.
Okay, so he's asking me like, what made you do this, like this video and filming all this? He was like, how did you even get to this point? And I'm telling, it took him. I took a lot. This was like I think 8 years ago now or something, maybe even longer. So yeah, it's just wild. I was saying it took me a long time from this point.
And I'm just now. It's like I'm sick of not feeling free. And coming here.
Said
it's
I'm
just
sick of
kind
not
like,
healing.
I can't believe that something like this could go on for so long.
So
I
you're
always
trying to create
remember like my
awareness for
own.
other people, or
Yeah, and
others?
also like I feel still so connected to this area.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh, it's like to go over to the Campbell house.
Uh-huh.
Like that was cool that they still call it that. I was
Oh.
like, the Campbell, like, yeah, we still call it that. But to go there and like just be there, I still feel like I'm not allowed to be over there because that was the adults birthing. Like that's where
Oh.
they would dorm.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of stuff it was always changing, but in here, this is where we would study all the time. I would sit here.
So just so you guys know, I'm going into the schoolhouse now. And the inside of this was completely different. I actually want to show you a picture really quickly of Hopefully I can find it. Oh, actually, oh yes, I need to put that there. Thank you very much. And that could go there, whispering because I remembered that the thing is on. Okay, let's see. What was I gonna show you? Oh yeah, the schoolroom. Yeah. Is it this one? Is it this one? It's all these, so I could just pull them all up. Okay, right there. Okay, guys. Oh, let me do this. Present, share screen, Windows. Okay, so this is the course room. This is kind of how a course room would look back in the day. I'm being quiet just because I don't want to yell at everybody. But if you notice, there's always a supervisor, and then they all have like dictionaries. There's always a tech dictionary, Webster dictionary, idiom dictionary. There's like a certain way you have to be studying, the way that L. Ron Hubbard wants you to study. So that's kind of this is the cadet org, PAC cadet org. Is this sharing the screen still? No. Okay, here I want to show you guys these other ones. Share screen. These are. Oops, sorry. This is another photo of people being in a course room. These cadets being. There's JJ Klingler, Samantha Holloway. These are all cadets, and that's Amber Porter. Or yeah, so. But they're in. This is them doing their TRs and training in the course room. Here I want to show other ones. What's this one? Oh, here's the one I wanted to show. Oh my god, my nose. Hold on, guys. This is how I handle my. Okay. Let me know if I'm being too loud, guys. Okay, I want to show you this one. Share screen. So this was inside a course room. And look behind them. You see the org board. You see the org board, guys? And this was when. So right now they're at ease. They always say at ease, you know, just like in the military instead of at attention. So they're still in their lines. She's still at attention, kind of, because she's so ethical and upset. Oh my god, I need to sneeze, guys. Hold on. Okay, it went away. So yeah, behind them, guys, you can see the org board. And of course, L. Ron Hubbard right here. There's a quote of something he says right next to them. But you see this guy standing here? He's in mission uniform. And these are young cadets here in the front. That looks like Samantha Rodile. I'm not sure. Could totally not be. And then this would be the adult. But you see in the background, the board. Remember in the ranch video on the last one where I pick up by the dumpster area, I picked up one of these tags and it said Sarah Willett on it. So they have these boards and each color has its own division. You see the HCO division is yellow, division 7 is blue, and so on. I don't remember them all, but they're like green, blah, blah, blah. So this is, and there's another L. Ron Hubbard picture right here too. Always an L. Ron Hubbard photo on the wall. Again, the programming and hypnotic stuff, you know? Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. Can I just quickly show you guys all these pictures? That way, you guys can just quickly, these are from the PAC Ranch, but it's a great way to give you guys, the idea. Sorry if I'm being loud again. This goes there. These can all go here. This can go here. What about this? Okay. Let me just show you guys these pictures really quick so that they're there. I think I showed you this one. This is again another muster. You see, you have the big, more responsible cadets or CO cadets, the dry gnarl in the front. And then over here, it's actually really nice. It's like meditative, sort of. To talk like this and have to maintain a certain level of control of the emotions as I'm going through it. Okay, so these are, again, this is a muster at the cadet org. Yeah, so this would be like a muster. This would be at the cadet org. So, okay, let me show you the next one. Share screen. Let's see, which one are we on? This one, okay. Well, then this one can get out of my face. Oh, my cat's scratching the thing. Okay, can you guys see that? Yeah, so here they're in the park. Sorry, it's a little off here. There's Sam Holloway again. This is Ethan's sister. What's her name? And some other cadets. So this is again a PR picture, but they have L. Ron Hubbard book of some sort in the thing, and there's a cadet. See, they're always in uniform, so they had a blue uniform. Let's do this one. Here they are again on a mission. You know, again, they're training or whatever at muster. Whoops. So this guy is drilling them, as they would call it, and this is an older adult. And this is the guy on the mission, drilling them on all those HCO references and policies that I was reading earlier on the other stream. He's enforcing all this, getting that stuff done. And then here's some other random shots of like dishwashing, being in the dishwashing in the kitchen. This is like a full-on kitchen, and look at all the cadets, everybody's working together. There's no separation. These would be the cadets and the EPFers or the cadet in charge, all scrubbing. Oh, good, look at least this guy's got some gloves. Oh my god. So yeah, I don't know who this is, but that was the standard. I showed you guys the Castillo Canyon, the Castillo Canyon gate sign, and this was the beginning of the Canyon Oaks Ranch gate. This is their gate sign, Canyon Oaks Ranch. They still got that Sea Org symbol. But the same thing. It's like, all right, this is going to be the ranch. You guys are here. Look, there's somebody literally walking with a ladder. You're going to come here and clean it all up and make it upstat and ethical and a theta place to be. Okay, and then a few more here, guys, and then we'll get back to the video. Yeah, I know. Thank you for everybody who sent me pictures and has shared these things for me to be able to share them with the world. So here, again, this is a muster, and this is kids. It looks like they're swearing them in on their like Sea Org contract, or putting their hand up. I wish I could read what it was, but it was always, it could have been signing them in for their Sea Org contract. That's the only time I remember doing that, is when they were signing them in for the Sea Org contract, putting their hand like that. Okay, and then you would get the version of the Cadet org the cadets were the older cadets. Like for me, it was Ariella Coleman, Colleen, my sister, Shane Clark, Power Coleman, Sterling, Justin Tompkins, Mike Brown was in the first group of the. There, I feel like there were like 3 stages for me. I saw as a child at the Int Ranch. I saw 3 stages of cadets come through there. You know, showing up and then being there with the older cadets already, and then so yeah, let me share this with you. So this here, you would have the older cadets doing inspections and like giving you a pass or a flunk, or the COs, the CMO messengers. This could definitely be CMO messengers too. Like this guy too. They're inspecting to make sure everything. Oops, to make sure everything here is all spick and span. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. Most of the time, yeah, so there you go. I'm just showing you how the kids of all these, any cadet org or any kind of controlled child gross care, I can't even say care because it wasn't care, you're gonna get this sort of situation. Again, no gloves. At least they got the hat on and the apron for the shot. The dishwashing and the scrubbing and the pans. It's just like, I can smell the detergents, the amount of chemicals we would just be using, and just up normal. I bet you there's, yeah, right there in the back. Oops, sorry, I keep messing up my computer here. In the back here is a bucket of detergent, literally just sitting there. Okay, almost done. Okay, this is important. I want to show this one. And again, remember, these photos that are being taken that I'm showing you guys were all the PR version of what was going on. This was all like, oh, look, yeah, they're just a regular cute little private school or whatever you want to call it. But when this is just a normal day at the ranch here. Digging trenches, literally have pickaxes. The amount of times that people accidentally hit other kids in the head with tools and the toes, and oh my god, it was just like, these are full-on adult pickaxes, and we were digging like 4 foot by, that's JJ Klingler, trenches all the time, putting in all the irrigation and the deep water. God, it's like weird. You can like smell the dirt. Anyways, so yeah, again, this is kids, regular work, right? Regular jobs. Any job an adult can do, they should be able to do. Okay, let's move on. I think, oh yeah, I wanted to show these because accomplishing, of course, the fire breaks. Everybody knows I talk about fire breaks and all that a lot. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at chat quite right now, but I will be in a minute. Okay, here, this is an example of cadets doing fire breaks. Look at how small these kids are, right? And look at the mountain. The fire breaks had to go, but sometimes the fire breaks had to go 40 feet above from the road, and most of the time it was 20 feet. So 20 feet all across all of this and all of the properties, on all of the things. The kids would be doing all this, and it wasn't so bad. It wasn't like even that it's like horrible that we were doing this work. It was this type of work all the time, and this was just a regular day where the kids were in civvies, civilian clothes. Like normally we'd be in uniform and at work. So this is like a Saturday when, as I explained in my last episode, how they would like just have it would be fun to be in civilian clothes, but we would still be working. We would be doing all this work every single day. And even for the 2 hours on Sunday, we would still only get the 2 hours to be with our parents. Like, these are full-on adult shovels and stuff. We would still have time to be with our parents for the 2 hours, and then after that it was like, okay, back into uniform, get back on post, production time, you know? So yeah. There's that. I'm gonna show one more of these fire break things. It was just so common. This was such a common thing. They're doing some running drills or they'll have us clean up. There's a bunch of bags of trash, so I wonder what that is. But yeah, it looks like they're having us do like running drills and things like that. But just secluded. Okay, here's like an example of the graduation when they have the certificates. Excuse my allergies, guys. They've been itchy. Can you guys see that? This one? Yeah, okay, good. This is when the cadets, when you would finish graduation or whatever, they would have everybody put up their certs, all completions, all graduation completions, Friday night graduations. I'm sure you've heard us shouting that out a bunch during protesting. There's Jason Spallino. Of course. Oh my God. Again, look at this guy, L. Ron Hubbard. Always a picture of L. Ron Hubbard everywhere. I think that's Clarissa Huber, Odo's sister. So yeah, this was the world of Sciento cadets. Okay, a few more, guys. Just 3 more, that's it. Where am I? Right here. Okay, boom. Okay, and then we'll get back to the video. Okay, so this is a guy on the mission, right? You have the, oops. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay, good. Why is it not letting me zoom in? Oh, okay. So you have these two. I think that's Misha. This looks like, I might be wrong, but it looks like Misha. I could totally be wrong. But these two are the adult Sea Org members that are on the mission. They're sent on a mission to put the cadets in check and run these programs on them and get them ready to be executives, the future executives of the Sea Org. So there you go. Always having the Sea Org members intertwined with the cadets to, you know, give them something to look forward to. You're going to be like us someday. All right, this is again more marching and training. And the PAC Ranch, I feel like, had more civilian clothes, like where they would wear non-uniforms more often, I think, than the Int Ranch. The Int Ranch was always like in some kind of uniform. But definitely the PAC Ranch was too. I don't know. I could just be wrong. But yeah, definitely there was always... Oh, and then remember how it always show you guys... how the cadet orgs would always put these cadet times and the newsletters. So here, remember, you guys ever heard of Grant Cardone doing his 10x, 10 times the stats, 10x. So yeah, that's very Sciento, that's very Scientology thing. But here was the Cadet Times issue, volume 1, issue 4, from the PAC Ranch Cadet Org. PAC Cadet TTC, Technical Training Corps, expands beyond. They're saying the PAC Cadet TTC has expanded beyond 4 times. You see their little name tags. They're all TTC. The TTC, for people at the TTC at the ranch, they were going to Gold Base. They would have, my sister would wear a uniform just similar to this, only it would be bright red shirts. And they would have their little collar, their little bat tags, and it would say TTC, Colleen Anderson. And look at the lion, guys. Gee, doesn't that lion look so familiar? Where could that lion be from? I wonder. Jeez Louise. So there was no kids at AOLA or any of the blue buildings during this time? Sure. Okay, just saying. Just saying. Okay, here's another muster. Kind of just doing these out of order, but I'm glad I'm getting to them. So yeah, here's another muster where she's like reading and da 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 da, and these were the flaps and da 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 da. You see how like this? Look at him, he's standing at it. The do at ease where you have your hands cut, you know, like cuffed or whatever, like behind your back, and they're all in their lines. They're all in their division lines of the org board. And there's the little kids down there, and they're all listening to the older CO cadets or whoever this is read something, whatever it is. These are the flaps of the week. You guys need to get your ethics in. This is, oh, most of the time, actually, this is when they would be saying, it looks like they're in civilian clothes, so they would be sending the cadets to go to their renovation projects. So they would, this is where they would be like, you know, this division 1 is doing this. You guys are on this project. Then everybody's doing physical renovation jobs all day long on Sunday. They call it Saturday renos. Okay, so there you go. Let me check in with you guys. Laura, your book could be published with the theme. Oh, whoops. Laura, your book could be published with the theme and looking exactly like a old school photo album with text in between. Yeah. I'm learning a lot about editing and stuff. That's also keeping my mind excited. Grant Cardone is so obnoxious. Who is talking about the TTC? Okay, so let's get back to the video. And I'm going to be quiet now, okay? Sorry, my... This was one classroom. This wall used to be painted, and it had the big Freewind ship on it, like a big blue, big white ship. Do you remember that? I don't know.
We came in, I came in after it was like this already.
Wow. Yeah, no, these lights are still the same. I remember we used to replace these light bulbs.
What was
Again, guys, just a reminder for those people, the audio on this is really shitty. Excuse my language. But, so I'm not going to be loud. I'm going to be talking quietly in the mic. But if you can't hear it, I'm sorry. You can turn it up as loud as you can on your end, and I'll be quiet when I come in and out and pause it. And do you think I can put credits? I don't know if it'll do that. Hold on, let me see. How do I do that when I'm presenting? I think I have to have it on the video already. Oh, okay, hot mama. I want to be accommodating. Okay, here we go. Closed captioning on the video? Well, where do I do that? Let me see. Edit name? No. I don't know. I'll figure it out after. That's a good idea. Okay, yeah. Put your earbuds in, guys, and you can hear it. I'm going to be quiet now.
on that wall, Laura?
There used to be a big painting here of the three winds. Just today, I guess. I want to come back later and just kind of do a lot of writing. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I'm sure people have a lot of questions.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
He said he would like
Tato.
love
I
us
guess
to
it was
come
the
back.
time, huh?
Aw.
That's crazy. That's like the only Indian.
I said sorry about Tato. I guess it was his time, huh? And they said, yeah. I guess he might have, I don't remember, but I'm thinking I'm remembering that he passed away in the cottage house, and that's why they were saying the lights. I think they said, I think Tato's fucking with us because the lights keep going on and off, and the breaker would be off, but somehow the lights would go on and off. So yeah.
Name I could remember, and that was his cousin.
Did you say, I guess it was just his time?
Yeah, because he's so old. Like
Was he really?
he was already older. I mean, they said he passed away a week ago.
He literally,
It's
isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
that's why I'm like, I'm sorry. He was one of the only Indians that could relate with us in the ranch I see that would get, he would get the Indians to come over.
That's crazy that, you know.
I know.
Are we tail slating
I'm
from
not
the?
sure what this is.
They-
I think we
We
slayed
slayed at the
Again,
beginning. I
this
don't know
is
if you
raw
did the
footage,
beginning.
guys.
Let's just
So
tail slate
Okay.
just for the hell of it.
He was at
it's
Tail
I'm just
slate, Mark?
shuffling through it. Wow. Okay, back at the creek. This is the creek that.
horse corral. So
Yeah.
the horses would run across here, across the creek, and run up this mountain. There used to be a path up here, and then it would lead to the pasture on the top. And like even seeing that metal thing way over there has always been there. When this creek was flooding, it would flush down with water.
Can you walk down a little bit more?
Yeah, I want to go all the way around.
Well,
this
just a
thing.
little bit. And can you wait, Laura? Can you tell me again just where we are, what this is, and what you did with these rocks? And
Again, it's kind of
That's
raw
all fine.
footage, guys.
stuff? Yeah. Can we wait?
Sorry.
It's almost gone.
It was also very frustrating to have to like retake takes and things like that. Just saying.
Okay, it's pretty tame.
It was like processing so much.
So here, this is the creek that we would get most of all the rocks from, that you see all over the ranch, wherever there's borders. We would haul them, put them in the wheelbarrow, and run them up all the way, and put them in a pile, and then a truck would come, and we'd load up the truck, and then the pile would go to wherever the new border was going to be made. But we got all the rocks out of this creek, all the way out. And
So if you can't hear it, I'm just explaining that this is where we got all of the rocks that we would have to haul individually, put all of the rocks into wheelbarrows, and then wheel the wheelbarrows all the way to all over the property. And then these rocks would be made to use to make all the rock walls that you guys see in all the video footage.
it's interesting that there's more rocks here, because there was, at a point, there wasn't enough, like, flat rocks like this. Because they would all be gone, and they were just big rocks like this that we couldn't carry. Actually, that's not true. We carried a lot of big rocks, but whatever. We mainly need the little ones to keep the wall together. But I'm gonna go up a little. I just want to go up there.
Go for it.
So I told him I'm gonna go up because I used to run up this creek all the time. I would be like, this is where I would start pinning it and be like, I'm going, I'm running off. I used to climb this creek all the way up to the 13th waterfall. That's the farthest that I got. Those are the rocks. Rocks, rocks, rocks. All the rock hauling. My God. Okay, I may speed it up a little bit, guys.
We have to go over there after. Telling you. Because I'm trying to remember if there were places that.
Okay, I'll do 10. Because I'm just rolling the whole time.
It's number 1 that's open.
What's in there?
It just looks like.
All right. Take 10, second 6. Mark.
Where'd she go? Laura,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's go in the room.
Look at another Capri Sun.
I said, look at another Capri Sun because I found a Capri Sun. We used to always have
Telling you.
canteen, the Capri Suns in the canteen.
No, they haven't come back yet, but she's gonna
Okay,
hold
we
it.
can go around this way.
Definitely need to get those.
I tarred up the top of that roof. Okay, it comes around. So look, we built this path, and this path used to go down. It's going away now.
Let me find a
But it
picture
used
for
to
you
go
guys.
down
Hold on.
all the way to the horse corral, and where we used to take care of the int execs, like dogs. They're speaking of cactuses. We used to eat the fruits off of these. There's red fruits up there. Okay, so you want to go over there? See, this is where we have to go over there after the motels.
Okay.
This is where this was my runaway area. This was like the animals.
I said this is my runaway area.
Okay, let's go.
So this is behind the motels, in the motels parking lot. And the motels is where all the cadets and kids slept.
These boulders. I just remember so much. It's just like I don't even know what I need to say anymore.
Here, this is this area, guys, where I had the goat. This is how this area used to be. See? Oops. And this, I'm gonna have to show you guys all my goat Lucy pictures. This is in front of the motels, which is coming up right beside me. That's my sister and me. This is the little bush with the goats in the front of the motels. A lot of parents would take this picture in front of the motels. You would always have kids and parents taking pictures in front of the plants. The oleanders, right? Is that what they're called? That's my mom with the goat. Oh, there's little Lara with the goat. Oh, little sticky note. And then this is the ranch area, the horse area down behind the motels that we're seeing right now. But it's all filled in and full of grass and things like that. Sorry, I'm just kind of quickly going through this, guys. That's Loretta, me and my sister. So yeah. There's my dad again with the horses on our Sunday morning free time. Okay. Add to stage. I'm not sure if I talk about it here, but also I literally fell off my bike and fell forward on the border of these rocks, and I flew forward and hit my wrist. and it took like 5 hours, and I was like, it was anytime I moved my wrist up, it was like a nerve pain. It wasn't really a break, but I was like, I think I broke it because the nerve or something was pinched. And anytime I would try to move it up, it would like zap. And so they kept being like, is it broken? And I was like, I don't know. But it like hurt so bad if I moved it. And I was like so worried about moving the wrist. And sorry, I'm trying to not be loud. And yeah, but I just remembered there was no brakes on the bike, and I was riding down. I was trying to stop the bike, and it was going too fast, and I didn't want to end up driving all the way down the road. So I was trying to like use the rock. Anyways, I went flying forward, and I hit my wrist, and it took them like 6 hours, and they finally sent me to Megan Shields. 6 hours, and I was just like not sure if I was gonna move my wrist. They were like, well, they needed to know. They were like, well, if you can stay in the pain without moving, then it's not that serious. Anyways, that's what. So yeah, that's what I was remembering as I'm walking up this path. I'm like, oh yeah, I had to. I was like, I almost sprained or I almost broke my wrist here. I said we put in all the sprinklers and the drainage. And that right here to my left is the
This is the place
front of the
where
motels.
I'd hang out with my dad and the goat. It was all gravel before, but
See the pictures I just showed you? That's where the goat Lucy was. And this is where my mom was taking those pictures.
blended in and out. For reals. You could see like how it looks now and how much work we had done when it was going. I used to open these things and hide stuff in there. Drainage.
Again, I was showing him that I would open up the irrigation boxes and hide things in there. Like just randomly for later because I was in charge of all the irrigation. I loved doing the irrigation. That was one of the jobs I actually enjoyed doing, and I was really good at it.
So this Chop, can we go in?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, cool. We can just go in?
Yeah, it's on number 1.
Oh my
No,
gosh, this is so weird.
This is the front of the motel. Sorry, I was just talking with that. Right here is where those oleander pictures I just showed you were taken, right here in the front. And now we're walking into, I think I go into room 1. Summer, do you mean I need to go riding horses? I love horses, and it's so crazy because somebody suggested therapy today, animal therapy, and Nora suggested it a while ago, and I was just like, yeah, of course, animals are amazing, but like it's different when you go to the animal therapy, so I'm excited to do that. But yes, I would love to go riding again and dance and do everything. Okay, here we go. I'm going into room 1, and look at the smirk on my face. I'm literally like, this is not how it was. Okay, here we go.
Doesn't look like it at all. Just by the way. Yeah, everything was completely changed. So there used to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So there used to be 3 bunk beds here, 2 there and 2 there, and a dresser in front of each bunk bed. So like there would be about 8 people living in a room like this. Like 8 kids, sorry. Yeah. And this was the girls' dorm. I mean, it switched up like every 4 or 5 years, but this is pretty much, I remember my dogs, my dog Teddy had babies with this other dog Hershey, and the babies were in this closet.
And it's Here's a literally, like,
picture,
really quick, guys. This is a picture of Hershey. She's sitting right here in the corner. I loved her so much. I was just saying that she had puppies in the closet in this room, in this dorm, and all the cadets in the dorm were hiding it from the adults because we didn't want them to because there's a policy letter that says no animals in the room, in the dorms. So my dog that I took care of, Teddy, he was a white lab, had puppies with Hershey right here. And they were in this closet. And I literally helped Hershey give birth to her puppy. And Trisha Norton, I watched me and Trisha. And there was one other person I don't remember. Okay, here we go. Back to this again.
So there's only one shower and one toilet, and this was a
One shower, one toilet for 9
and the rest was
kids
just
in
dorm.
one
The rest was
room.
a mess hall.
This room had bunk beds.
It did
Like-
not look like this whatsoever.
Not look like this.
And we had bedspreads that were perfectly tucked in. Everything, all the bedspreads were all.
I showed it
Uniform.
yesterday.
And
The bunk beds. Here, let me just show the picture of the bunk beds really quick, guys. Where is that? Hold on, right here. Desktop. This picture, just because I'm talking, like when I laughed earlier and I was like, this is not how the rooms look. Here, add. Okay, click. This is how we were demanded that our rooms had to look. Share screen. Okay, can you guys see that? That. And those yellow flowers are just bullshit, but oops. Oh well. Did I just mess it up? Here, I'll share it again. But those are like, do you see how the room is totally different than? And we weren't allowed stuffed animals and stuff on the beds anymore after that. After a while, it was just, and I talked about the chicken picking and all that on the last episode, but yeah, that's just an idea. So this is where we are in the video where I'm like, the room was not like this.
definitely wasn't like this. But that beam was.
The beam, the wood beam is still the same.
The
See,
ceiling
match
would
the
have
wood
always
beam of the
be
beds,
like that with
the bed frames, the
popcorn
popcorn ceiling. Like they still have the popcorn ceiling.
ceiling. Yeah, totally different.
Sometimes they would fall on us, the little fucking, and I mean, I don't know how old those walls are, so.
Yeah, it's totally different. Oh, this is room 13.
Room
I don't
13.
know what it is now. Yeah, they're totally different. There used to be like 10 kids per room with each bunk bed. They look way nicer now, even though we kept them pretty clean. Yep, just the same thing. Bathroom, one bathroom, sink room, closet. My sister lived here. She lived here when there was one. I lived there there was the bunk bed. Vanessa lived above me. My sister was over here, I think, or over there. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's about 7 or 8 kids per room all the time. And it used to be more until the fire department came and said that they couldn't have a third bunk bed on top. So they took that down. Same thing, wood beam, popcorn ceilings.
They all have popcorn ceilings still in the wooden beam. So that was room 13.
Totally different. Oh, thousand
Yeah, it's like a
percent
motel, huh?
different.
They have it set up like a motel, huh?
Uh-huh. Maybe we could stay. Maybe I'll come and stay.
We had started that, right?
At least another. I came in and the dog was like, if it's that clean, you better lick it. And I was like, it is clean. I've been cleaning it for an hour.
Can you tell us? Wait, can you just tell us what this is?
Okay, good. The volume's a little bit better there. So I believe it's so different, guys. I don't think, I think we, yeah, I don't think I have pictures of the lounge in this, but I was basically in charge of all, yeah, white gloving, and um, I just remember being like making sure the bathroom was cleaned so well, and it was like somebody was like, "Are you sure? Is it really clean?" And they were like, "If it's clean, you'd be able to lick it." And I was like, "I will, I can." And Brandon Pearson one time made me lick the toilet seat. I was like, I definitely cleaned this thing like thoroughly. So that was the lifestyle of a cadet. Okay, here we go.
This building?
This is the schoolhouse. Oh, the schoolhouse. We're in the schoolhouse,
This is the schoolhouse.
not the
and,
lounge.
this is where we do all our Scientology studies.
Like what?
All the basics of Scientology. Anything about Scientology, we would do it here. Well, the bathrooms are definitely different. There used to be 3 stalls in there, and now there's only 1 toilet in the whole place. That was the word clear, and what do they call
The
it?
course admin.
The admin or something. Anyways, whatever. This was one of the schoolhouses. This is just crazy. We should go into the other side. It's similar. It's almost just like this.
Let's go.
It's unbelievable, like looking at these shovels. I know that this is a fiberglass shovel, and it's way better than a wooden shovel because they're way stronger. But when they break, they're completely done.
So that I was saying that when the shovel breaks, because they are stronger than a wooden shovel, and the wooden shovels would always break. But when the fiberglass shovels would break, it would break and it would be like splintery. So literally there would be little fiberglasses getting into our hands. But they were the stronger ones, so we had to use them until they were totally broken. Again, guys, forgive the audio. This is straight up raw
They
footage.
still have the old chains.
Some of it's loud, some of it's quiet.
I used to spackle all this up with these pop open. And this side. It's just completely different now. It doesn't even look like a classroom.
Let's check out the.
So this is a spot, by the way, right here, literally where they would say muster, everybody muster up in front of the schoolhouse, and this is where it would be. Wow, Antic. Wow, that's crazy. Hemet. See? This is everybody's beautiful. And oh, in summer, the land is, it was always owned by the natives. Thank you guys for reminding me about that. I really appreciate it. The natives, they always owned it. When they, I guess, rented it or signed whatever lease agreement, I guess it would be called, from the natives to Scientology, they just didn't tell them it was Scientology. They said it was going to be a private boarding school. And then later through the years, obviously the natives found out. And so yeah, I think that's where the sort of the disagreements and the little rock throwing and the sort of the disconnection in the real sense of the word, started happening, was they felt lied to. And yeah. Okay. So yeah, right here where we are, we're in front of the schoolhouse. And this is literally where they would dunk the ice cold water on us. It would be here or in front of on the side of the motels or in front of the main house. These were the 3 spots. Okay. Be quiet now and drink my tea.
I used to go in here. And climb up on the roof. There's a picture, if you could just get that angle right there.
Hold on, guys. I have to show you this picture. I I know I said I was gonna let it go. Hold on. Right here, guys. Where's the one where I did? Yes. Yes. Okay, so there's this picture of me. Share screen. And then there's an old the picture of me on the left is me in 97 or 1998. And my mom took a picture of me literally where I am describing in the video right now. And then later, Jeff, the film doctor, the crew, when we went, I went up on the roof and took this picture, but here it is. So this is about 20 years later or something. 15 years later. 20 years later. Before and after. Laura Megan Anderson. Okay, let's go back. A picture of me when I was young, sitting right there on top of that roof. When I used to hide behind the school bus. Yep. There's all these birds' little nests and stuff that used to always be there. We should go up here really quick just to get the basketball court. And there used to be a building right there. That was the qual building.
Let's go. I think we should go to the.
So did you hear I said there used to be a building there that was called the qual building. That's qualifications. And that this path here would lead up to the basketball court, which I've showed you guys many of photos of this whole area. Let me just show you really quick these ones because these were all little timelines. Sorry, hold on. Oh, there's Buddy. Okay. Yeah, these were all pictures of. Oh, here, let me just remove this one. Stop screen sharing. And then go. So this is the basketball court. This is me and Ben Weber, and I think I was like four years old or something. Very recent one. Maybe 5 years old. I don't know. But Ben Weber, I think, was 1 year older than me. That's on the basketball court. This is just showing you the timeline of me being a baby, like a little child, and then growing up and all of these years being at the ranch. So this is right before you get onto the basketball court. This is right by the security booth. And I remember in this photo, sorry, the reflections are so annoying. In this photo, I thought because the security booth is right next to me on the left, on my left. So I thought security was like staring at me. And this was around the time I was like upset. Yeah. So this is about before we were going to go to the pool. Because remember, we have 2 hours off to be with our parents right now. So we're either playing basketball or going to the pool. It would always be like, go to the canteen, get snacks, then go to the pool. Go to the basketball court. I'm so sorry. That was so loud. Here. So this is just Sunday morning free time, as I would call it before. And of course, my mom's always the one, trying to dodge the light. My mom would always be the one taking the pictures. Again, just putting the timeline there. Look at that basketball court. The maintenance shed behind us. That's where I hit my head. Whoa. Sorry, just hit the mic. Basketball court again. And behind me would be the schoolhouse, and we would jump on top of that roof all the time. Then behind, we're here again, but behind my brother there, behind me is the qual building that I was trying to show you. Right all the way behind us. And that's where we would do all of our course completion certificates, examinations, or Leslie Epstein sometimes would be sec checking or auditing somebody in there, smoking up a chimney. They would always smell like cigarettes. And here I am at the gold base. This is gold base when we are allowed to have Christmas Day off with our parents at gold base. Okay. Continuing. Just a baby, I know.
The dorm. But while they want to let us in and everything, we can come back out here.
Okay, but okay. Oh, are they waiting for that?
I think so.
Oh, I wish I can back that up.
Oh
Good.
my God, we need to go all up there. And there's their dump, and those eucalyptus trees are the trees that I used to carve my name in. And there is a sauna where they were starting out the purification rundown program, and they were testing to see if it would work. It's crazy. Now I'm remembering everything. See, everywhere there's red apple, we planted it so that the weeds wouldn't grow. In that shed way up there on the mountain, I used to climb in there, and it's just a reservoir, but that's where.
So right here is that white door to the left is the maintenance shed entrance, and the white door to the right is the sauna where they were having gold base staff members or adults do the purification rundown there, like, or even young, like older cadets, starting, like doing the purification program and seeing if they could establish a purification rundown program at the Int Ranch. And so yeah, that's the right side of the door, and then to the right side of the door, the green gate there, that's the pool area. So yeah, I'm just, and then up this path again to the right, and all the way up the mountain is the reservoir I'm just talking about. You can see a little bit to the right. There's the top of the roof, but okay, keep going.
As you can see, why.
That was really funny, I think. Hi, Bubba. Are you coming to hang out with me, Bubba? Bubbas. I got Bubbas, guys. My Bubba. My Bubba Punchki. My Bubba Punchki. Okay, you can sit on my lap if you're gonna be relaxed, okay? You're gonna be gentle. This is called the Y path, and it just sticks in my head, the Y path, because they'd always have the checklist, the Y path. It would be called, the areas would be called like Campbell House front, the Y path, the maintenance side, and the planters and the tarp always had to be covered, and the weeds all had to be pulled out. You see how there's like no weeds? It was just, we tarped that thing down, patted that trail. Anyways, it was called the Y path. I don't know why I'm getting into it, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But there used to be checklists for all this, like cover up the tarp. If the tarp was showing in the winter, we put all this tarp in. So it's like way more work than anybody will ever know, and half of it's all gone. So yeah, we should go to the motels. And you see there's sprinklers and everything all the way down. Like, again, trenching, just digging in trench.
And notice the lampposts, all the rocks and the cement around the bottom of the lampposts, those were all done. All the electrician, everything was all done by cadets. And then again to the right, these Christmas trees around the green trees, winter greens, I think they're called, around the fireplace, and all the rocks were all hauled and maintained and kept.
These little trees used to be so small, like about as tall as where they're not growing. Now they're huge. This is so crazy. We built up all these.
We're having a little meeting there. I was in the other episode up when we're playing the footage of the fire pit here. This is where there was a fire there, and this is where we would do all the shredding and the burning all the confidential materials that we don't want the outside world to see. And so we literally would burn a lot of the evidence that I would love to show in today. But of course, all the check sheets, all the courses, anything that had Scientology on it was always shredded or burned if it needed to be thrown away.
All this used to be totally different. Now it's just grass, but here's where we were standing when the bullets came and hit this gravel. Right here. It would be about right here in line. And we were like, they were like, get inside.
We're gonna go pretty wide. Hold on, Laura, 1 second. What was this area?
This is where we'd do our mustering, and one time we were standing here, there was like gunshots. I don't think the Indians were directly shooting, but I think they were just shooting, like whatever, and one of the pellets of the bullets like landed right here.
What did they say to you when you had to muster?
They would do, you know,
Can you go
God, I
through
was
it?
about to do it.
Do
Hand
it.
salute. No, I'm so scared.
Just do it. What is it?
Okay, so anyways, we'd stand in our different lines, and normally if we're coming from the motels, they would say muster up by dorms. So we'd all be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there would be 13 rows because there's 13 dorms. And so 9 and 10 was about here. And I would normally show up late, so I'd probably be in the back. And there was only 2 more rows, and that's where
Well, guys, did you hear that? I would normally show up late. It would be like 5 seconds late. Laura standard time, okay? You know, you know.
when we were standing here, there was like whatever.
What was the salute?
We just stand here and they'd like report to each line, literally like report to the next one, report to the next one, report all the way down the lines, and we'd have to hand salute back to them. We were like 6, I mean, this happened from when I was here all the way to the end. So we just got better and better and better at it, like it was a normal thing. And up on the basketball court there is where we did a bunch of our marching and training things. That's where all of our marching skills and drills were done. I mean, we were marching everywhere around at the end, but
Should we go in here?
yeah, we should go in here.
Is your name still on the tree?
Oh.
Well, I can show you.
When here, let me pause this. When I went to go to the dump to go look, it was all grown in. It was so grown in with brush and weeds and bushes, and the eucalyptus tree was like so deep in that we were kind of on this like timeline. Well, we weren't kind of on a timeline. We only had a certain amount of time to be there. And so I was like, okay, Laura, am I going to spend 30 minutes crawling through all of this to go look? I didn't look. So maybe if we are able to go, which we will, we'll be going back to the ranch at some point. Hi, Fox. She's playing with her yummy bone. You got that, Fox. Good girl. So yeah, they'll maybe if I have more time I can go and look at the tree. Somebody can come with me and help me. Okay, here we go.
This is an original bench.
Literally, that's literally an original bench from the Int Ranch. I remember my butt getting freaking pricks in it all the time, sitting on those things. Okay, just saying.
red bougainvilleas where I'm standing in the picture in the front with my goat. I have a little goat. And
Just showed
I
you
was
guys
standing
that.
Here. And that's where I was laughing with my goat. Those little suckers on the bottom of the trees, we used to have to clip all those down. They used to be perfect. There used to be borders around everything. There actually used to be gravel here, not grass. These motels, this motels, the motels, this is where we used to live. Looked way bigger than what it is now. Can we go in here, do you think?
Yeah, she's
We can go in?
working on it. Yeah.
I can go in and there's a lot I have to say
They've
here.
gone home for the day. And people actually have the key.
Oh, really?
The keys that we have, we can't open the building.
Oh,
They
man.
changed the locks.
And what about that last one? We used to call it the lounge. Is that
Yeah, it's still a lounge.
it is? Is it open or we
You
can?
try
Okay.
pull on the door.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
well, let's go down
I
here because I'll show
know-
you where I used to live. Well, I used to live in almost every single one of these dorms over the 13 years. But this was room 1, room 2. That was 13. These were boys. Oh, look, they changed up the numbers. Now it's 1, 2, 3. But anyways, 9 and 10 used to be over here. So it was 1, 2, 3,
The footage is a
4,
little mixed
5,
up, but
6, 7.
you get it, kind of. So this
And
is
then
the lounge.
8, I think, was the lounge. And then room 9 and 10. This was 9 and 10. This is where I used to live. We would run out. You see how small these sidewalks are? They seemed a lot bigger when I was a kid. And we used to run out and have to muster up right here in the middle and just stand at attention, you know? Get that out of my face. Just kidding. But we would have to stand here marching. I mean, this is where we would every morning get up to meet so they know we were awake. Like even those fireproof windows were put in when we were here because it violated fire code, so they had to get us fireproof windows.
And get rid
where
of the 3
That was
bunks.
my whole life. Inside this room right here is the bathroom and the sink room.
So what I mean by that is that room 9 and 10 have a sink room in the middle, in between them, that has to be shared by the equivalent of 20 cadets, human beings. Foxy, can you put it inside your cage? Put it in your cage. All the way. Put it in your cage. Good girl. She just growled at me. She was like, ah. Put it in your cage, girl. So yeah, it would be the equivalent of like 10. Oh my god, my nose. Sorry, guys. Would be like 20 people, because sometimes the adults would live in the dorms as well. So, anyways, before the fire department came, the windows were so wobbly and like you could literally just pull it, slide the big windows open, and sometimes when the winds that would come down there, they would literally like blow, like you could hear the window like shaking. So anyways, yeah, they had to get fireproof windows and everything installed, everything put in at the ranch.
I used to climb.
Oh, what I'm talking about is also in the middle is the bathroom. There was only 2 sinks in the bathroom for these 20 people to share. These 20 kids to share. And the hot water would run out within like 15 or 20 minutes because all the cadets would be all showering at the same time. So a child at some point would have to shower with cold water. Multiple children would have to shower with cold water if they didn't go fast enough.
Be that branch right there that would go over the roof, and I used to climb up there and go on the roof. And this room is actually where I was on top of the roof, and I had seen my mom when I ran away, and she had to come here, and like talk to me. This is where it was, inside here. Let's see if the lounge is open. Nope, and that's still the same doorknob. It feels all like strong, like nobody can get in there. We can go around. There's
because the lounge room was only for the adults or for graduation, like for specific special occasions, movie nights, people on libs.
like a lot.
So right here is where we used to muster up all the time. The first muster of the day would be right here in the middle of the motels, especially for the governance group at 7 a.m., sometimes 6:30.
I also lived in this room a lot.
Room 2. In room 2, let's talk about this really quick. Christina Webster and Jesse Dunstan and Vanessa Delderfield were like daring each other. And one of the dares ended up being that they dared one of the other kids to drink half of a little cup of ammonia. And Jesse Dunstan drank it, was slowly drinking it. And then her eyes started getting really red and stuff like that. And one of the adults was like, "What's going on?" Or one of the older cadets was like, "What's going on? What are you guys doing?" And it was like so insane. They ended up having to have her like rinse her eyes, rinse her mouth, and they'll have to have her drink milk slowly, like to continue drink. But like, yeah. So I just remember, these are just random thoughts I'm thinking of these abuses and like moments of neglect, or like why the fuck was the only accessibility of a dare, was to like drink ammonia, because that was what was under our sink, that those were our cleaning supplies. There shouldn't be anything playful or childish lying around or not stored away in the closet waiting only for the CSP time on Sunday. So and if you're in the middle of cleaning and you finish your job, what do you have in your left hand? What do you have in your right hand? A rag and ammonia. And then that person next to you has bleach, and the other kid next to you has alcohol. And they're using these products to clean as a normal thing.
Oh yeah, what about the cottage? We can
The one that's alone? Yeah. It's the same. Like, I don't have a key though.
Well, can we go? We can go around it though, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I want to show you where there's a specific story here that we talked about that I want you to really see, because then you can get the idea of where I was running and all.
Oh, sorry, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I see the Native Americans figured out what was going on and ended their lease contract. I think that the ranch had already, the agreement was they had a certain amount of years, and that contract was going up. And I don't think, obviously Scientology probably knew, that the kids were getting more out of control and whatever, so they needed to be joining the Sea Org, or they basically were gonna get rid of the ranch and the kids on it, like, because they could be spending their rebellion time and whatever, their energy to be in the Sea Org, so they sent us all off to flag and all that. But I do believe they did all that because they knew they weren't going to be renewing the agreement. Plus they had to figure out what they were doing with the RPF and all of that, because that was all at the ranch still. Okay, here we go.
All that. We built this whole electrical box here. See, the governance group would do marches all around. Like, if you just followed the asphalt all the way around, we would just march and march and march. This is where me and my dad would play hockey sometimes on Sunday with his rollerblades.
Lauren!
You want to wait?
No, I do. No, go ahead.
Sorry guys, again, raw footage. Keep in mind, I'm trying to be quiet and hush so you guys can, overtalk.
This is the boys' dorm. I'm just trying to see if there's any more like little reminiscence like this,
I'm talking about the org board label that said Sarah Willett on it. When I was just by that sliding glass door, I think of all the dogs, and especially this one dog that used to the kids wouldn't like steer it up to go run, and it would be clean. The window would be so clean the dog wouldn't know, and it was just like it would always run into it. The big glass windows that weren't fireproof literally were like so flimsy that they broke so many times on cadets when they were rollerblading, playing a hockey game, a hockey puck, a ball, anything would go flying. So many cadets broke their freaking glass either with their head or their body and were like in severe danger. And obviously pain after that happened. But yeah, so, and then I remember right there in that nook, in that corner by the thing, we'd always have like, there would always be like snakes, like in cages, like as quote pets. And whenever we would, I'm so sorry for all the gophers that I had to trap and kill. But we would feed the gophers, to the snakes. And eventually, yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird. To me, it's like, okay, I mean, some people have pet snakes and stuff, but I'm like, we're on a ranch full of gopher snakes and everything around. It just felt so, yeah. So I just remembered like, oh, but this snake must feel trapped just being in this box out while we're already out here in the desert. And then I was thinking, well, at least it gets free food. But isn't that interesting? I was also thinking like, but maybe the snake likes the excitement of catching its prey and like hunting and being out in nature, just like I do when I ran away, you know? Okay, continue.
So this was also, we called it the gully, and there's a dump, so we need to go over here.
Jeff would crack me up.
You got
So yeah,
ones open?
we built these electrical box we were about to see here in the adults. I remember there would always be an adult around.
Okay, we're coming back.
Okay, one
Oops,
sec. Just
sorry.
Yeah.
So this,
Raw
this is
audio.
another gully that. So just run and hide in here.
Can you tell me that again? What is this?
This is a gully that used to be cleaned up and have cactus and a whole, like a whole planter, sort of like really nice landscape where you can see there's a bunch of cactus over there. Completely all gone now, but just insane. And over there used to be the horse corral. You could even still see the gates. And then this road all the way up leads to the RPF camp that was here when the kids were here, that they didn't want anybody to know about. That's the back of the lounge. I remember this girl was leaving. She was on route outlines.
I'm sorry guys, here, look, this is one picture I found when I was younger. This is the goalie. It's all filled in now, as you see. But this was the goalie. It had cactuses, and I was in the middle of cleaning up the borders and covering all the black tarp, like that piece of black tarp poking out behind me on the right side of the photo. I could see it. My OCD wants to pull that up and flatten it out and cover it up again. That cat is, his name is Raccoon. So yeah.
That's what you would say, but I didn't know what that was even called. And so they had her in this back room just not going anywhere. If we can come up here. This used to be all dirt. And here's a gully that this was the gully. That I would run away to. And up here, up there is all the pasture where the horses used to run and where I used to sit off the cliff and just throw big boulders down. And it always reminded me of that Bjork song, Hyper Ballad. So over there, in front of the cottage. Sarah came around. My friend came around that was under watch, and she came around and.
So here I'm talking about my friend Sarah Leobard, and I was in the governess group, and I was standing outside doing marching drills with Tara Harris, and I was under watch. And she was like, okay, you know, and I was really good at the marching drills. Like, so I was doing them, and out of the corner of my eye, Tara Harris, like, went to, like talk to another cadet or something. Another governess, I should say, another child. And I hear this smack, and I look, and it's my friend Sarah Leobard, who was under major security watch at the Campbell House at the time, and she was all the way on the other side, on this side of the ranch by the cottage, where all the governess, you know, kids were. And she was like, "Come on, let's go." And I was like, oh my God. And I don't know why, but my instinct, I just went straight from attention, like all of a sudden, like listening into, you know, following these exact orders and, you know, starting to like behave or whatever, to like, nope, I'm out of here. I guess I'm blowing. And so I just ran off and started. It was the most insane feeling ever. I started running down this gully that I'm talking about here behind me, and me and her, as fast as we could, we ran down through the gully, all the way through the top of the, behind me, all the way behind me on the mountain, through, like, all the way through the creek behind us. It's all covered in green right now, but we ran so fast in such a zigzaggy random form so that nobody could find us or realize what direction we were going or went. And it was just insane. Okay, yeah. So I'm just remembering all these. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, back to quiet time.
Called my name, and we came running down all the way around, went all the way back up just to distract them. We were running for our lives. Not for our lives, but we were just running as fast as we could because we knew we were going to get caught. I feel like we could walk up that road eventually.
Let's go into the,
Once we get done with my
let's tail slate here. Okay, let's get a second.
Isn't this crazy? Yeah.
Right.
Or what did the Indians say?
I'm just learning.
Okay, so the rest of this footage is driving back.
I used to run up here a lot because this is another creek that would.
The light on this side's really pretty.
This white gate didn't used
I
to be
remember
here.
when I was around this bend, I was like, okay, I'm almost off the property.
So right here around this bend, I wonder if I still have it, or if I could even if the audio doesn't play, let me see if I can show you. It's when the German reporters came over, and let me see, hold on. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It's literally in front of my face. Okay. Right here. Hopefully the volume on this isn't too loud, because this is gonna be YouTube. But this right here, I wanted to show you guys. This right here, if you go to German news YouTube, and they have these. I want to see if I put this here, will it allow me to play it for you guys? Okay, let's see. But this is where, when the German reporters came, they had the tractor. Oh, I want to show you the tractor too, guys, really quickly. Pull this up. But they had this tractor. With Martin Hobscheit blocking the road so that the reporters couldn't drive down this road. And I feel like I should. Here, let me take this down and let me see if I can share this video. I don't think you're going to be able to hear the audio to it. So, and it's also not allowing me to do that. So I wonder if I show like this. if I share screen. Let me know. Let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? When I share the screen right now. Oh shit, wrong one. Cancel. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, hold on. Let me get this stuff together. Present, share screen. This. Okay, think I did it. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me try this. I don't know if this is gonna do it, but let's see. Oh, good. Can you guys see that a bit? And I don't know if the audio is gonna work, so let me know. Here, I'll close that off. I wonder if I can just, if I zoom in, would that help or not? Yeah, a little bit. But you guys see behind already before I play this? Do you see the road? This is the Int Ranch, and this is at the top of the road. We're going to be behind him. You see the tractor. Martin Hobshite is sitting on the tractor. And right here you can see him. Okay, and then actually Mike Brown is in this as well. He's on Scientology side here. This is when Mike Brown was at Gold Base. Okay, or maybe he was, yeah, he was at Gold Base at this time. But okay, so I'm gonna play this. I don't know if you guys are gonna hear it, but I'm just trying to give you a view. Do you guys hear the audio or no? Let me know. Okay, you can't hear the audio. Okay, since you guys can't hear it, I'm gonna just turn it off. But you see behind him, so this is at the Int Ranch. This is at the top of the road at the property line, and this guy, Ken Hoden, is telling these reporters, I'm gonna do a whole nother stream on all of this very, very soon. Probably in the next stream here or two. But bam, right there, pause. You see the tractor there? So that's all I want to show you. We'll get back to the video. But they literally had the reporters here not letting them leave, saying, nope, you trespass. So now we're giving you citizen's arrest, private arrest. And they had the sheriff come out and everything. But this is after this red car already previously, look, the red car previously was already parked. There's Martin Hobshite. Okay, now that's there, let me show you this, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Let me just pull that down. Let me show you guys this. Literally, my mom was like, I want to get a photo of you on the tractor. You're always on that thing. Like holy crap. So that's the tractor. And Kasavius Tabioyan, Martin Hobshite, Dan Pervilsky. Those were the main people who were the only ones who drove that, from what I remember. I do believe Barbara Tompkins at one point was using a tractor. But anyways, just some cute photos that I just wanted to show. And look, behind us is those mountains. The ranch, those ranch dry desert Hemet mountains. My mom was like, "Come, well, pretend you're driving." I'm like, "Oh, well, it's like, it's about to tip over." And my dad started laughing because I started like really getting into it. Anyways, just showing the only photos we do have, whether they're PR or not. I'm kind of grumpy there. Look at my face. I'm like, "Okay, Mom, how many pictures do you want? This is weird." I was like, "This is like the tractor. This is like the work stuff. Let's go to the animals." Even the tree behind us is an apple tree. One of the trees we planted in the apple orchard. Okay, getting back to it. So, there's no audio on this, but I'm gonna do a whole stream about these videos and talk about these in detail. But you can see the whole property line here and the whole ranch and the whole view and all of that. And that's Ken Hoden, one of the OSA Scientology gold base. He's still there, I believe. Who knows? I mean, I would like to know. I'd like to. And then, guys, in the very back, you see there's a huge orange orchard. It was an orange orchard, but that whole orange orchard was owned by somebody else. Like a non-Scientology. This is the property line cut off on the start of the orange orchard. I know because I'd always run into that. I'd be like, "I'm officially off the property." Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys get the idea. Just wanted to show the background on that. These reporters I'm going to do a whole video on all this later. Okay, so yeah, boom. And then I think I wanted to show more because it actually shows more. This could just be then they're waiting for the sheriff to come. That is it. You are under arrest. Yeah, so we'll do a whole nother video. I want to break all this down because there was a lot going on here. And there's Mike Brown. Hi, Mike. I would love to chat with Mike soon and do a whole chat-a-roo about all of this again in a new unit of time. But yeah, so the sheriff come, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to do that later. Let me exit out of there and then come back to this. This is the road coming out of the ranch.
It seems so far away.
And I'm going to be quiet again.
At one point, they had the tractor parked right here in the middle of the road so that these reporters couldn't come through. They couldn't drive down to get close to the property.
So this is where they were, right here, when they were blocking them in.
That's where that guy, I can't believe that was his cousin, Otto's cousin, who passed away a week ago. That's just insane. He knows Dan Probilski really well. I wish I could have spoken to him.
Tato?
Yeah, his name is Tato. And here's the end of the property. So Boba Indian. Now it's the reservation.
So yeah, right here is the end of the property, guys. This would be like, I can't, like, describing this feeling right here. I'm going to back it up a teeny bit. Hopefully I don't screw it all up. Oh, did I just bring it forward? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Right here, yeah, like, let me just play that. This was like, we're almost off the property. Literally, the kids and the cadets would, like, have adrenaline.
Okay, I'm almost off the property.
Like, it would be scary. Like, oh my God, okay, we're going into the outside world.
At one point, they had the tractor parked right here in the middle of the road so that these reporters couldn't come through. They couldn't drive down to get close to the property. And the Indian dumps over there. That's where that guy, I can't believe that was his cousin, Otto's cousin, who passed away.
So coming up here, it would, right here, this is when security would know.
I wish I could have spoken to him.
There's a camera watching us right here, and they would know right here. Bam. You see those red gates and where the white gate ends? That is where the end of the legal property line is. So that, like, security had a camera right here watching all traffic come in and out, and then another camera midway down the road, and then another camera in all kinds of areas to get different angles and seeing how far a kid will run off. and they would be able to turn the cameras like basically 360 degrees and would be able to see where a child was anywhere around there if they were running off, if they took the road. And if they didn't, they could just turn the camera. Right here, boom, end of property. Like, you're in the WOG world. I just don't like saying it. I'm trying to. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty. That's pretty crazy. Like, I'm telling you guys, going off that property line. If I was gonna say remember, guys, but some of you haven't watched every single episode that I've done. But there's a story that I'm telling you when I was in the security booth after having to confront the security guard after he dragged me and fucking abruptly dragged me and roughhoused me so bad that I had scratch marks and bruises from him squeezing me so hard because he lost his like control of his whatever. I need to not use TRs, but he lost it and was just dragging me and wouldn't stop and pulling me from the Campbell house all the way back up to the security booth and was just like yanking my body and like throwing me down, being like, I'm done, that's it, no more. And he was just treating me like a doll. And I just couldn't believe I was like kicking his shins trying to get him to stop. But my arm was just like being like, I literally felt like a doll. He was just so, he got so angry. And so yeah, I was at one point I was in the security. It was rare to be inside the security booth, you know. You could say hi a little bit and then go. That was it. Like, so I was in the security booth and I just started seeing the cameras, and when people would call or the gate and they'd be like, oh, okay, come in. You know, I was doing a whole interview to get my ethics in on it. And I would go to the security booth and see where the cameras were on the property. So after being in there for so long, in fact, I think one of the security guards, I don't think, I know, Kenny Campbellman showed me a few cameras. And he was like, yeah, look, see? And because he wanted to kind of show how close in the camera, like he was just showing, I think it was exciting for the security guards to be able to share that, even if it was a kid. Anyways, it was really fucked up because I was being punished and being handled from that adult for the upset I created. And so anyways, what I'm getting to is I knew at a certain point, and so did my friend Sarah, and so did Alex, and so did Rebecca, and a bunch of people at a certain point who would run off would know where the security could see the camera and where we could run off and they wouldn't know. Okay, so yeah. This is almost done. So now we're back at the main house area. I thought this sign was very interesting, and ironically it says caution dangerous wildlife. Parents do not leave children unattended. I mean, where was the sign for this for the cadets and the children, you know, from the Scientology world? So this is right there. This where I'm standing there is the whole. You would normally see a bunch of kids all lined up here, like in their mustard lines, all lined up, all up in front, all on this on the asphalt on the road, and the CO cadets would be standing where I am with the adults on top of those rocks, like, you know, superior and demanding, ready to give us our orders for the day, for the week, for the year. Okay, sorry. So yeah, again, raw footage, so everything's jumping around. So now here, this is the beginning of the RPF area. This is the road where the horse corral and everything used to be. Sadly, this is how it is now. There's no, sorry, went too far. Went too far. I'm just gonna let it play. But yeah. So it clicks over to the ranch area where I have. I think I showed you guys already some footage, but this area here, actually, I'll let that play. But I'll show you these photos. This is the only few photos that I do have. Here, let me pause it before it. So this is how the horse area used to look, kind of. You can see the metal bars, and when I play this, you'll see just on the corner of the road on the side before it goes to the RPF area, you'll see these metal poles, and this is how the animal area, that's what they called it, the animal area used to look. And again, you can see one of the moms and the parents right there on the bottom. She's already in uniform, ready to go to Gold Base and get on her post. I remember Stefan, that's Stefan to the left of the horse. I remember his mom always smelled like cigarettes. She was really beautiful and like, I don't know, she definitely was like Italian or something different. And she was like really sweet and nice. But I remember that she always smelled like cigarettes. She smoked a lot. Anyways, there's me and my sister on Loretta, the horse. But this was the whole like chicken coop, the eggs, the duck area. This is where you see the bales of hay in the back. The goat area behind there became the goat area, and then later on, in the fields, in the farm area, because the goats were considered a profit. So yeah, that was a long stare at the picture. Oh, here's another cute one where I'm standing like a little acrobat. Oh, and there's the parents you see. His parents. Oops. Stefan Mazaran. His dad's wearing an I broke the sound barrier sweater. And they're feeding the horse and showing you, look, Mom, I can feed the horse. It looks like Stefan Mazaran also has a cast on. He has a broken arm. Stefan Mazaran also was one of the kids who would do all the pickling and the buckets of lye and deal with all the olives at the Int Ranch. Okay, let's continue. We're almost done, guys. And if you have any questions, ask them now. And then I'll do another video very soon. The last video, which is, or not the last video, but the last longer video like this that I have of the ranch footage. I just want people to see like the mountains in the back and all of that. This used to be the road that went all the way. I showed you guys, oh shit, wow. I just skipped it all.
Cement mix for the rock walls.
Oh wait, oops, I just did it again, guys. Okay, good, boom. I'm gonna mute it. So I'm trying to get it to go there. Okay, here. So this path right here led to the RPF area. And then again, on the left, you see the beginning of those metal poles. This whole area, there used to be sheds, the whole hay shed, the whole shed that had the saddles and all the halters and all the anything, the hoof picks and all that for the horses and all the supplies for riding. There, the whole chicken area, the duck area, and then where I am, I'm very small and tiny there. Right now, that whole area is where earlier I showed you we were all planting trees. Here, let me just pull that up really quick. This area where I am right now, on the way to the RPF area, is where all the apple orchards and everything that the kids were. I've actually shown it. You guys have seen it, so I don't want to have to pull it up, but I want to finish this. But so yeah, this is why it seems like nothing. It literally seems like we're staring at like a random piece of land of nature and just a random road and things like this. But that's why I show those pictures, because they're the only pictures I do have, and it does show something.
Do we have to go, or can we go up there? Do we have to leave? What's that?
We're just gonna try and stay as long as we can. What are the other?
I mean, we should go up there. That's where the RPF camp was.
Where
Don't
we
you
up the
think,
road
for your
here?
film?
way up the road?
Yeah, we should drive though.
Okay. Like maybe we could drive it on the way.
Okay, so now we're in the creek area by the RPF area. And look at all these rocks. These rocks are just wild and magical. I don't know why I like staring at them. They're just, it's like, wow. We would sift the sand, and we would use not only the rocks, but the sand in the creek.
We would get the
First.
sand and sift them with screens, like window screen, and sift the dirt so we get that really soft, thin, very, really good sand. It's so soft and silky when you sift it, and that would go in as part of the cement mix for the rock walls. So we would get sand, and we would get
Bari, you asked, question Laura, how old were you again when that security guard, Kenny Campbellman, let's say the names, dragged you all that way when he was so mad? How old was I? I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. I think I was 8 years old. God, I always get so mad about that. Even just thinking about it, I get so mad. I just get so angry. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was literally screaming like an angry fucking psycho child. Kenny Campbellman was his name. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet now.
rocks from here.
Was it always dry like this?
No, in the winters, the water is flowing actually really hard. I know at one point there was a kid that almost drowned and got washed.
Right in Arbuckle,
Down the
almost
creek.
drowned.
And one of the dogs saved him.
One of the dogs saved
bit
him.
his shirt and pulled him out of the water. Because it gets really strong when all the rain in the winter and stuff comes. Should we go back up? But I wish we could go up there and you could see the whole ranch. You know?
Amy, it's a good idea, and I just think if I write a report, and this is a real question, if I file a police report on all these individual people, then I mean, if it's not just Kenny Campbellman, right? So I would have to file a police report on Renee Berther. I would have to file a police report on Power Coleman, all the people that I know molested children. I would basically, like, so that to me is like a big project. Do you think something I should really do? Is that something that if I actually filed reports for each one of these instances, maybe, would that be good? Like, could I go to Riverside and file these or Hemet and file the reports? Like, could I write a report up on Kenny Campbellman and that whole situation? I'm wondering. Anyways, yeah, just thinking. Okay. Here we go.
Like a view?
Yeah, but there's no road there anymore. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the storytelling's out anyway.
Oh, what happened?
The dude who was supposed to speak came.
And the dump. You know, the dump.
Okay,
That's
so
where we should
that's
put
all on this video, and there's one more. This image here is the big mountain and everything outside of Gold Base. So yeah, I know people from Gold Base definitely recognize these mountains and the feel, and it probably pulls, just like it does for me, a bunch of memories. They all need reporting. Okay, Amy, maybe that's something you'll be able to help me with. I don't know. Somebody will, but maybe you can even remind me gently, like, hey, yeah, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I think this is it, but let's just finish watching it. This is just the mountains around the area.
A lot of shit. Paper. I just have this one and there's also like this box that says like government, alien, do not touch. It's something like really crazy
What are you talking about? Where?
on the property up in the mountains.
I was talking about some alien box on the ranch that said government official, that like There was this
I
weird
want to
box
go down
covered,
to.
like a meteor or something had landed there. That was near the reservation on the Int Ranch property, and it literally, and it's still there, and it says, "Do not open, do not come near, do not touch." Something. It basically was like some architect, something that was like geography wise not allowed to be touched or anything. It was like something from another planet. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, wow. Kitty just tumbled on something. Okay. Hi,
where
Baba.
Those things that he was talking about that had the things that would lock up, and I also want to go to the RPF camp, you know, things like that.
But you never went to the RPF camp when you were.
Yeah, I would sneak.
Oh, the film cut out. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's the end of that one. I told you these clips are raw, and so am I. Raw. Okay, so now you guys can turn down the volume and bring me back to my regular noise so I can talk normally. So yeah, that was footage. I have one more and a few more pictures and stuff like that. And then again, just more talking about the details and the abuses and all these different scenarios and breaking it all down. So yeah, I'll do more of that most likely tomorrow. I might do some artology later. I might live stream it, I may not. Otherwise, stay tuned, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you have any other questions, I may just go review the comments later, and if there's any questions that I know I didn't answer, I will make a note of them and then talk about them on the flippity dippity. Just kidding. Baba, you came up. You got, the audience wants to see you now. The audience wants to see you. This is Baba. Baba is so happy. Baba's a happy girl. So, there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me and all of that, and letting me show you all these moments and pause and all of that. I love you guys so much. I appreciate all the support. Be loving, be strong, be caring, be joyful, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, see you most likely tomorrow at some point, and we'll finish off the last video and a few more pictures and maybe a reference here or two. Okay, thank you guys, love you. Don't hold back. It's true. Okay, love you, bye, see you soon.
All I know is I just